We've received an overwhelming response to the news of my father's passing yesterday morning. Friends from all over the world are expressing their gratitude for the life he lived and the impact he made on the world.
Many remember Pat as a pioneer in Christian broadcasting, a courageous culture warrior, a true champion, and most of all, a faithful servant of Jesus Christ who spread the gospel around the world. Charlene has the story.
Lee Webb, the 700 Club news anchor for 19 years, remembers Pat as a visionary who loved God.
Everything he did, he had that passion for excellence. I think it's incorrect to say that Pat produced Christian television. He wanted to produce excellence in television that was Christian. His zeal and that passion was contagious for all of us who had the great privilege and honor of working for him and with him.
Former 700 Club co-host Sheila Walsh.
He was like a father to me. You know, I lost my dad when I was 5, through some of the most difficult years in my life when I was struggling with my own diagnosis of clinical depression, I found Pat to be the most compassionate, loving, and supportive person.
That influence extending beyond the CBN family.
Pat Robertson invested in other people, in other ministries. A lot of people don't do that.
Bishop T.D. Jakes says with all that Pat accomplished, sharing the gospel was paramount.
He was the salt of the earth. That's what the Bible said we were supposed to be, to go into all the world, not just all the church, and influence the way the world thinks. Our country is better because of Dr. Pat Robertson.
Pastor Jack Graham saw Pat as a happy warrior who tackled key topics.
He took on all the issues of our times, the important biblical and cultural issues. He stood strongly for the sanctity of life, which is near and dear to the hearts of so many of us. And he was always willing to put his faith in action.
Action that included a strong vision for taking the gospel around the world. And for that, former U.S. Ambassador for Religious Freedom Sam Brownback calls him a true champion.
Unmatched, unparalleled. He really opened up a number of places, and he was, again, a pioneer there with all of the broadcasting that he in various iterations and groups has been associated with taking the good news around the world.
Good news that is sure to be remembered and rewarded.
The passing of Pat Robertson sure made heaven richer, sure left earth poorer. A dear man, visionary, a man of deep faith, pioneering spirit, courageous.
He definitely is one of the most transformative Christian leaders, not just of our lifetime, but in the past few hundred years.
As Paul said, you know, I fought the good fight, I kept the faith, I finished the course. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will give to me that day, not to me only, but to all who love his appearing. I have no doubt that Pat is receiving that reward and has heard Jesus say to him, well done, good and faithful servant.
So heaven's gates were open to him, but I also think he had an abundant entrance. And you look at the things he did and what he's left behind, and surely the angels stood up to applaud him as he walked through the gates.
Charlene, CBN News.